You mentioned about notebooks, and I think it's very common. It's very common for data scientists to work in notebooks. They are, in many ways they are great tools, right? They allow you to very quickly understand the data, see what's going on in the data, and kind of prototype models. But there are some challenges with it. I'd really be interested in your view on notebooks. Personally, I both love them and hate them, but I'd be interested in your views.
Yeah, I also love them and hate them, and they're great tools. But I think the first thing that people should realize is that notebooks were not developed for machine learning or for data scientists in general. Notebooks were developed as a tool for people to write small pieces of code to get an immediate feedback on them in their browser. Because previously tools that were doing that were only terminals. So you had the terminal window, your black box, where you type a line of code, you press enter, then you get the result of that. But that was, of course, a bit difficult to navigate, and it was not really visually pleasing. So the open source framework Jupyter was leading the effort in creating a notebook environment where you could actually go to your browser, type a little piece of code there, and maintain it there, and then run it again and again and see the different effects immediately. For example, seeing a table of data or a graph or some other output of your code. Now, machine learning engineers, or I have to say scientists, data scientists, picked them up or adopted them actually as their leading development tool because they're so great to work with. And of course, if you work with a lot of data, it's really handy to immediately get those feedback of all your statements that you write visually in your browser. So that's the good part of it. That's a really great way to work with a data set to explore the effects of your statements immediately. However, the downside is that they are not really shareable. So that if you write a piece of if you have a notebook, it's just one file that's basically personally for you. It runs on your own environment. And it's not really meant to run tests on or to deploy it or to share it with other people, like normal software that is part of a CI/CD pipeline. So that's the downside of it. It's not really meant for building software that runs in a production environment in an enterprise. So what you actually should do is use the notebook only for your exploration work, for checking out the data set, for doing some small experiments on that. Maybe running and training a model first and then seeing what the effects of that are, what the output is. But then if you really are going seriously and launching this in production and making sure that your model is retrained every week or so, you transfer that code to a proper CI/CD environment.